Welcome to the Bardic Cauldron Adventures Young and Old, where dirty adventures and terrible jokes are told. Welcome back, everyone, to our next session of Heroes of Theros. We're going to keep on the train that is the Iroan Games, and see what else is in store for our heroes, with a quick little recap before we jump in and get started. Last time on Heroes of Theros, it was time for the Iroan Games to begin. As the events were beginning to unfold, the swimming and archery competition days came to a close. Fezzik able to gain some quick victories in the games so far, with a unlikely rival, which he is always close with impending enemies hiding somewhere in the game. Pollux possibly back. We began down on the next day, I believe. Waking up. Am I right? Okay, I'll just say you guys wake up. Bam.
We're awake. Sorry.
Yes.
Our bed.
So I was focused on character sheet stuff.
Oh, shoot. Well.
I was reviewing notes. Sorry.
No. It's all good.
So we were awake. All of us spend time in the palace.
Yes. You all have rooms that are kind of in the same vicinity that Queen Taranika's room is. It's about a hall or two different. But you guys are close by in case you needed to get to her quick.
Right. Understood.
Yeah.
Have we taken care of that undead situation behind the Church of Athros, Thea?
No, Boris was working on something. I think I told him to get in touch with me before he did anything silly. So that was kind of on hold. May go back and check on him after today's games.
Right.
Yeah, that was something we talked about last time. Is we're gonna go check on him every day. Because he has to recast the seal every day.
Yep. I forget. We found those documents in Annex? The former king?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that going to be made public after the games?
No one has neither confirmed nor denied those reports.
Cool.
That seems sus.
Okay.
Well, there was only a select number of us that actually saw those documents.
It's
even though
true.
It was confirmed.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not even sure all of us were there.
All of us were there. I think all of well, I think so.
Actually,
or at least
I think
we all
went
ended
Cantor.
up.
I think it was just you and Fezzik.
It might have been, but we ended up passing the word on to the rest of you guys.
Okay.
Because I think it came back where that was something about it that it was confirmed or something like that. And
Yeah,
He was going
there
through
was like
that
a formal document
process.
in a hidden drawer.
Yep, and she's going through a process of making her, next in line type of a thing, and she's going to hide it in the same location.
Ah, yes. Okay, cool.
In the room, knew about that.
Cool.
But of course, we would have shared that information with the rest of the party.
I think that's good.
Nope. That has not been made public. That was a subject that they don't know how to handle quite right now.
Okay. Cool.
I'm kind of thinking maybe like part of the closing ceremony or something like that.
No, I feel like it's an inappropriate time to drop it.
It's like, oh hey, by the way, King Ajax is coming to kill us.
Yeah, that seems like, oh yeah, the Iroan Games are done. Yeah, you guys can relax, just chill out. Oh yeah, also a big army of people is going to come here and attack us.
Wait, that was something that we read?
No, I think we
think we
just
actually-
highly suspect that.
Yeah.
There's probably an army on its way or something like that. Knowing our luck.
We haven't heard anything back from Bubo yet, have we?
You have not.
'Cause we sent him out to the Alatin fleet and back again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or did he come back?
We sent him yesterday, correct?
I think so.
Yes.
It would take him like a day or two to get there.
I thought it was going to be a little bit like right around a day. So maybe like I think it's towards the end of today is when we should be getting some word back.
Yeah, at the end of today.
Yeah.
So, but this is the very beginning of the morning. You guys have woken up. You've got breakfast in front of you.
We're just strategizing at the table
Yeah.
in front of everyone.
How long do we have until the games actually begin?
Currently, right now, you guys have about 2 hours.
Okay.
It's 2 hours of prep time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'd be a little less.
Not-
We still got to make the trip there and everything, but
Yeah. I probably won't check on
Yeah.
Boris until after.
Well, he's probably sleeping in.
Here's a question: do you think Boris would appreciate the help if I ask the little shrine temple clerics to maybe help him out? Do you think that'd be welcoming?
I don't think he'd shrug off assistance. This does seem to be like a bit of a out of the ordinary type of thing.
Fair enough. I mean, I can go and talk to my order.
at the same time, we don't
Ask
want
them to
Yes,
see
if
a
they're
bunch of people
willing.
knowing because it'll cause panic.
True.
Yeah, we don't
If
want
there's one
to.
or two, perhaps you can trust, that wouldn't say anything to anyone else, then maybe.
I think there's only like one or two clerics at that little temple.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not going to get spread very far. This isn't like we're back in Melitus or anything like that. This is
Oh, that music was not playing. So I'll start the music back up and put it in a loop. Nobody said nothing. There we go. Alright, go for it.
yeah. I mean, I could probably swing by there before I go to the arena.
Sounds like a plan.
Just kind of give them, let them know what's going on, and if one of them has some time, can maybe help out Boris, or if they have any other supplies that might be able to assist him. Because I think that was one of the things that was mentioned. Isn't that right, Theo?
Yeah. What
Materials?
did he need?
Yeah, he needs some material. Yeah, he needs some material components. But I can always ask for like, have the one cleric talk to the other cleric, type of a thing, or priest. Have the one priest talk to the other priest.
Yeah.
Because who knows? They might have something that he doesn't. Who knows?
It's entirely possible.
So yeah, I guess I'm going to probably do that on my way.
Okay.
And I'll probably go over there. When I go there, I'll probably do a quick prayer too.
All right.
Prayer for Fezzik and for the city.
So, Cantor, what are you doing?
That's what I was going to be doing. I'm going to be going to I'm going to go to the Temple of Heliod here in town, or the Shrine of Heliod, however you want to call it. I'm going to let the clerics there know what's going on over at the other temple with Boris, and I'm going to plead for them to assist him in any way possible. If they have any spare reagents or just even time to help, watch, I think it'd be greatly appreciated.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
What? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. 16 plus 4 is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
I'm very convincing.
They will make some time to help Boris doing whatever it is that they can.
And also to try to keep it quiet. That's kind of, discretion is probably very important right now with the games. But also be another set of eyes and ears if something happens to let us know.
Understood.
I think really over at the other temple there, and that's Akros' temple, right?
Say that.
That's Akros's. It's a temple to Akros.
Ask that question one more time for me.
Oh, am I not coming through very well, or?
I guess I'm just not hearing that.
The temple that Boris is at. Which deity is that? Is that
yes.
Akros?
Yes. Yes.
Athreos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Athreos. Okay. Athreos. There we go. I get these deities mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Basically to help them out over there, and we don't want what's happening there at that temple to be another, I don't know, another hitch, another thing going on. Let's try to keep that one at bay.
Alright, anything else?
Really more out of character, but to the rest of the group. I mean, this is kind of one of those type of things where, we have so many different things we have to take care of. Delegating some of this work to other people as much as possible. Just make sure they have the resources and the people, the supplies, all that. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to save the world by ourselves.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. Delegating tasks should be something we do.
Especially since we're starting to know a lot of people and we've helped them out, it might be time to start calling in some of these favors.
Well, who do we know that's in the city right now that we can call on for favors? Besides temples and things like that.
It doesn't even have to be in this city. It could be people elsewhere. I mean,
we do have multiple people that can cast a message.
Exactly.
Yes, and
We have like these fight club groups and stuff like that, and other you found some gambling group. I found this underground fight club that doesn't exist. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
number one rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club.
Exactly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, who should be involved then?
I'm not really sure what else we can do at the moment until an actual threat shows itself. The undead in the mausoleum, that's a threat that was accidentally discovered, for lack of a better
Yeah, if you didn't disturb it, nothing would have been found out about it.
Yeah, if I hadn't gone and seen Boris, we would have no idea about that.
Here's a question. How close is the Leonins from like where that Minotaur group and those up north?
Tathmos is pretty far away.
Let me pull up our world map here.
They would have to climb a mountain to be able to get over to where the Minotaurs live.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a copy of the map here myself. I was just trying to check it out. Yeah.
All right, here's Tithnos.
Yeah, it's like Scophos.
Technically, all Leonins have this whole area to themselves.
Yeah, that whole plains area, like all around through here, right?
Yeah,
they could go around. They could go around the mountains.
Yeah,
but that would take some time.
I mean, it goes up. This whole plains area goes.
Stretches for a while. They could go around the mountains if we want them to, like through the Ashen Lands.
Oh, here's a question: do the Leonins know more about that city, that lost city out here? Since they're kind of like, you can see there's like this line between, you could draw a line with like Arcos and Satessa, Adonis. I mean, you can see there's like this nice defined line here.
Those would be our people we don't talk about. We don't talk about Bruno people.
Oh. Any information is more information than what we have. All we have are rumors, prophecies, visions.
There is a small, like, as you get up further into the mountains and in this area, it starts blending where it goes from, they do the traditional Leonin traditions, but then the further up they go, the less they use those traditions.
Fair enough.
If we want to learn more about that city, we have someone here in Akros.
Yep.
Who's from there.
Yeah, they're in the games, aren't they?
Yep.
They are.
I don't know if it might be something that we can kind of... And wait a minute, he wouldn't be invited to that banquet that we were trying to do.
He only if he wins. So the banquet is usually a celebration of everyone who competed. That's where they announce everything. So they literally spend a whole day hyping up the games. Second day, first event. Second day, second event, and so on till the war ceremony is the last thing you get.
This is an oddball thought, and I would never ask Fezzik to do this, but if there was a way we could help him maybe win one of the matches or something, so he could be at the banquet and we can actually have a chance to maybe talk to him, a little bit more casual, formal yet casual, and it's also kind of kind of like patting him on the back and getting him kind of whooped up and stuff like woo woo woo. You're awesome. Yes, you are. You're pretty darn good. By the way, tell me about your hometown. You know?
Butter them up, then get information.
Yeah. Now, I could never ask Fezzik to throw a match because that's like, let's take a bunch of box of kittens out back and.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Okay, so Cantor, anything else for you?
For before the games, that's about all I was going to do. I have
Okay.
a couple things I want to do afterwards, but
Okay. Fezzik, anything for you?
Nope. I don't really want to do too much because the games are going on.
Okay. Thea, anything for you?
I'm just sticking close to the queen, making sure she gets to her destination safely.
Okay. You may go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Hey, I'm like, okay.
Come on, you got a high
Perception.
wisdom, right?
I do, but that doesn't help when I roll like shit. However, I rolled an 18 for a 21.
21? Okay. Arthos, what are you doing?
I will accompany Thea and help out defending the queen. Or protecting the queen, I should say.
Okay. So, as you are all beginning to walk in, Fezzik, you are being led underneath the stadium where you can basically see it branch off to where you all sit. But you can see everybody getting ready, like individual rooms, kind of like a little prep area before actually going in. These are very just crude mud stone walls, but built sturdy enough to give you guys a nice dry place for you to focus. And Arthos, you, Thea, and Cantor are working your way into the stadium with everybody else. Thea, with the 21 perception, you hear a voice kind of shout from behind you. Well, look, they'll let any catches in here, won't they?
I will turn around and see who said that.
You turn around, looks like a 25-year-old girl, long brown hair, kind of curled up in pigtails underneath the hood. Arthos, you recognize the voice instantly as your sister.
Oh! Arthos gives her a big hug.
She hugs you back.
Lifting her like slightly off the ground.
She goes there and hugs you back. Oh, it's so good to see you. I was hoping that you would actually be here. I wanted to tell you that Father gave me your contract. You officially work for me.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? I have a contract? When did this happen? I was not consulted on this. I do not remember this. What happened?
When you got that ship from Father to go out to sea and whatever?
Oh, right.
Guess
Could
who
I forget
bought that
that?
ship?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. That's right. Oh, let me introduce you. Thea, this is my sister.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I hope Arthos hasn't bored you too much with all this.
Oh, not yet.
Good. I'm happy to hear it. Oh, well, where are y'all sitting? Maybe we can sit together?
Oh, we were sitting with the queen.
Oh, VIP. Nice. All right.
Yeah,
well,
we're kind of friends with the queen and her boyfriend.
Okay. Well, I will sit in the commoner area, but I'll see you in between. Maybe we'll go get dinner or something. My treat.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Great. I'll see you then.
As she walks away, I want to lean over to Arthos. Why are you sitting in the crowd and not in the Queen's box?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I mean, I think I would have. At this time, I think I'll sit in the queen's box with you guys, just to get because I already said I was going to be.
Of course.
All right. That's what happens outside as you all sit in your areas. Go ahead, pull up the stadium map. Oh. I don't know why that cat thought it was a cool idea to open that door, but whatever. Alright. Fezzik. As you're walking up, you all begin to line up as we are getting set for the chariot race. You see everyone all has their steeds kind of lined up. Currently, it is just you, Aegeus, and one other individual. The individual has this black draped cart, kind of just hanging with threads on the sides. The sitting in the chariot, you see, at first it looks like a satyr, but it looks like all the fur on the face just has almost enveloped him, making him almost more goat than human. Fezzik, you line up and you see this almost just bronze-plated chariot. You recognize this chariot because this is the one that your dad kept from when he competed. All spruced up, ready to go. Attached to it is a green horse.
Green
horse.
Do I recognize it at all?
No, you do not, but attached to it, if you approach it, you see that there's a letter attached to it.
Alright, what's it say?
It says, "Sorry I couldn't make it. I thought I would send a friend." Signed, your friend from the Scola Vale,
Who might that be?
you can go ahead and make a history check if you'd like.
9.
9? You're pretty sure that you've traveled with this person before, but you can't remember their name.
Alright.
Aegeus.
And can I see this horse from the box?
Yeah, you can kind of like peek down and see that they're all getting lined up.
Okay, is it the same color as the teal cat that came up after the swimming?
Yes.
All right. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna. Oh wait, do I have it? I do. I'm gonna cast Sending to Fezzik and say, I think Celine sent you a horse. And that's it.
Yeah. Depending on how well you can see where I am now, you can see, like, I have my head down, kind of think about who it is, and then when you send that, I look up like I just realized something. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't say anything back because I know the messenger can do that, but
Okay, that's fine.
And Aegeus gets on his. Just a plain gray chariot. Almost looks like it was made out of cheap iron. Probably slow for what it really needs to be used for. But he sits atop his. He kind of looks over at you. No worries! I know she's big, but I'll see you at the finish line. And you will see the back of my head.
we'll see about that.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Ten.
10, okay. You will subtract a d4 from your next ability check.
About to ask. I think I have this. I have so many things on my sheet.
Oh, that's fine. If it's advantage on charmed or anything.
I do have advantage against fear. I didn't think that's what it would be.
Nope, it's not fear.
Okay. I guess I don't have it.
Oh, okay. So, next ability check, 1d4.
Alright.
As you all begin to line up, go ahead and we're gonna do some strength checks here. We're gonna do 3 checks. That's one round. We're gonna do 5 rounds.
All strength?
All strength.
Honestly surprised there's no animal handling.
that is for on your turn. Alright. Go ahead and roll me a go ahead and roll initiative for me. Let's see.
Do you want to put the tracker up, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me.
There we go.
Alright. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Yep. Yes, I do. There we go. This is the individual in the black chariot. Let's see. Okay. Fezzik. Nope. Oh, never mind. Ajit's gonna go first. Need 3 strength checks from him. I gotta do a strength check for that. Do a strength check. That. Okay. Feather, go ahead and give me your strength totals.
You need to roll 3?
Yep.
And just pure strength.
Yep, just pure strength.
Nat 20 for 25.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
17.
Alright. Since you got a nat 20 on the first one, tell me how you do it as you hear the sound of a large, almost crashing sound, like a gong, but almost at a higher pitch. How do you lead off on the line?
I don't know. I don't know much about horse racing or chariot racing, so...
Okay. I'll say you just gotta dash forward instinctively. For this event, you now have advantage on all your strength checks. As you feel the reins kind of connect to the horse, you guys just move just that extra inch. Go ahead and make your strength checks for me.
Did I have advantage on those?
All of them.
Okay. $12,
Okay.
20, and 14.
Okay. You watch as you bend the corner and a spear comes flying by your face but misses you.
Is that part of the event?
That is something that can be part of the event, depending on who is wanting to do what. It is sort of it is racing, but if you can attack from that position, you can attack.
Why does this sound like NASCAR? Rubbing is racing.
Yeah.
Rubbing is racing.
Think of it kind of like racing, but with the ability to do spells and everything else.
Racing, but with deadly ornaments.
Yep.
Okay.
But since you are in the lead, they were behind you, but missed you. But you now are aware that that is something that is happening behind you.
All right. Look at the few spells I have. I don't really have anything that would be useful here.
Okay, so this is what's happening on lap 2 as you guys round the bend. Go ahead and do your next set of strength checks for me.
And 2 nat 20s.
Okay. You now feel yourself pushing faster and faster at this point. You can now see you are actually now coming up behind this burly satyr. It almost looks like a mix between a satyr and now you get a better look. Almost a satyr and a minotaur.
Like a mix of the two.
Yes.
I make sure to be kind of careful in case they have anything to like throw behind them or anything.
Alright, beautiful. You see that they now turn to now face you. And you can see that as they turn, they're still able to lean back and toss a javelin your way. This is an attack roll coming at you.
Alright.
That is... $19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. It's gonna be 2d6. That's 12 points of damage. This is 12 points of force damage.
Okay. Ow.
Fezzik, it is your turn. You are now behind this satyr.
All right. I'll do my second wind to heal.
All right.
Let me roll that. Okay. Can't really think of anything in particular I can do.
All right. Beautiful. Genius is gonna go ahead and he's going to. I'm gonna make him do a perception check to see if he hears that sound of that freaking ballista that just went off. I'll see. After that round, those that are in the audience, make perception checks for me.
$19.
Okay.
26.
26, okay.
17.
17. Cantor. Being the one behind the curtain,
What's that?
being behind the curtain that you are, you would be able to sense this first because of where you are. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, but you smell this almost charming warm vanilla sugar glaze kind of encompass your nostrils.
Vanilla sugary smell?
Yeah. Like somebody just baked a fresh set of cookies or like a cake.
And can I tell where it's coming from? Is it like coming from like out here, more like out of the arena, or
It's,
more from?
like standing where you are, that secret tunnel, it's coming down the tunnel towards you.
All right, I'm going to just loud enough so hopefully she'll hear. Mention to Thea. I think somebody's coming.
Do I hear that? I assume.
Yes, with 16 you do hear Cantor calling for you.
All right. I'll look over to Arthos. Keep an eye for a moment, and I'll go and join Cantor in the back.
Can do.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to bring. If you don't pick it up right away, I'm going to mention this smell, and what do you see?
You can now smell it because now you're closer to the smell.
Does it smell familiar?
It smells like a fresh wild berry apple pie. Something that your mom used to make for you as a little girl growing up.
Oh, I, the player, just got the alarm bell moment in my head. Do I see anything?
Currently, at the moment, no.
There's nothing like a noticeable smoke or anything like that. It's just like an invisible scent.
Just an invisible scent.
I'm
I
gonna
maybe
cast
try to-
detect magic.
Oh, thank you. That works too.
You can now, at this point, hear a set of footsteps about 10 feet away.
Well, 10 feet away, I should be able to, with my alert feat, I should be able to.
Are the steps moving toward us or away?
They are moving towards you.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
I might try to.
Uh,
I'm going to try to distance, or not distance, but close the gap.
Okay.
Just basically take like 5 feet, I guess, over from whatever direction it's coming from. I guess like here or whatever. If the smell seems to be, or we're hearing footsteps like around here, I'm going to take like the 5-foot step over here, basically getting ready to kick some ass.
Okay. You step there, and you hear a, "Oh, hey there, big guy. We're good. It's all good. Just here to deliver a message. That's all."
just what?
You're here to deliver a message.
Yeah.
To who?
To, supposed to deliver to, well, Floracus, yeah. Floracus, that was the last name.
Can I do like another perception or insight to see if this guy's just
if I
trying
heard
to
that
do?
voice, can I do an insight check?
Sure.
What would it be? Would it be insight or would it be? Hello?
Go ahead and do, let's do, insight.
18.
18? Okay.
I also got an 18.
Okay, good.
No.
It does not sound like a threatening voice,
But they're invisible.
but they are invisible.
All right.
I'll tell them that.
I'll take a step
that
forward.
Hand the letter to me, and I can give it to the intended.
Make a persuasion check.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
I'm not very good at persuasion. Yeah, that didn't work very well. That was a 7.
Tell you what. Just this once. But if we're ever doing business again, and you feel the film of parchment against your skin, then suddenly then a page appears.
Okay. Okay. I'll take it. and kind of bow, I guess, in the general direction that I think this person's at.
Mm-hmm.
And say, thank you. You may go now. And I will then back up here real quick, kind of nod towards Thea, kind of like pay attention. And I will step in here.
I'm listening for footsteps.
Yeah. And then I'm going to step in here because this letter is for the queen, right?
It is for Thea.
Me.
Oh, for you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I think this is for you. And I'm not sure why it would be for you.
Do I recognize that voice?
Go ahead and make me another insight check.
Nope, 10.
Nope.
Okay, I'll take the letter. Is it a single piece of parchment or is it an envelope that's closed?
It is
and
an
sealed?
envelope that is closed.
And detect magic is still up, or should be. Is there anything wonky with this?
There is nothing wrong with the letter.
Okay. I'll open it.
Hope this reaches you soon. Wanted to update you and let you know that the dead are moving in Odonus. Looks like they are gathering. I told you that I would not intervene, but I also told you I would not let you die either. Your friend in the sea and you see the new official seal of Latin. It is that of a trident and lightning bolt, as well as a hammer, almost forming a seal.
Nice. That's cool that they implemented the hammer as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
I mean, that means probably, what's his name? Ignace still.
Perseus?
Yes, Perseus.
I remembered something! Oh my god!
And that was
Okay.
that was quite a while ago.
I know!
Yes, but you guys did tell him that if they started doing things out of the ordinary, to let you know.
Basically, they're gathering and they're marching. Wait a minute. Could that be maybe part of the reason why there's something going on at the cemetery? Could the two be tied together?
I don't know. It's possible, I guess. I will add that to the list of questions to ask Boris.
And the letter
Not that
says
there's a
that
list,
they're
but-
gathering, but they haven't moved yet, correct?
Yes, they have not moved yet, but he just said they are gathering.
Well, that's where Bubo is heading towards also, so that's interesting. Let's go and try to talk to the fleet.
Yeah, so we
that's
might get some
about
extra
the fleet.
info there.
Yeah, maybe there might be more.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of funny that we both like sent messengers and they're like passing in the middle of the night.
Having read this and not being entirely sure if the person is still there, Thea will just say, "Thank you," to the hallway.
And you hear, "Don't thank me. Thank Phoenix."
Phoenix?
Yep.
Noted.
And then the smell goes away. As if it was never there in the first place.
Did you say Phoenix?
Phoenix.
As in the god?
As in the god.
What? Ah! All the questions. Okay.
Wait, where did we see Phoenix at? Oh, wait a minute. That was the temple that we were
didn't
staying
see
at over
Phoenix.
there.
We saw the vision of Phoenix being killed in the sky.
Yes. And wasn't that his temple in Aladdin that we were staying at?
It was. It was an old temple to Phoenix.
I don't remember us actually talking to him and him telling us, though, that he was going to stay out of it. Or is that basically what this letter is, announcing it, but he's letting us know?
This is him. With y'all's, make me a insight check.
Because also, I mean, we got to consider he's the god of deception.
Yes, he is.
Either that.
What are
or
we
that's
doing
why
now?
he died.
I have
He
an
made a
idea, but I'm
move.
not up there, so.
What are we doing again? We're doing a
Insight.
what?
Insight.
Insight?
Oh, is that both of us?
Yes.
Ah. Ooh,
I only got a
22.
12. Oh, thank God.
What did you get, Thea?
22.
22. You can surmise that Phoenix is passing the message along from Perseus. He delivered the message personally.
Oh. Well. Master of
I
deception.
don't know. I mean,
indeed.
it's like a part of me, though. It's like anything that Phoenix touches, I have to guess. I mean, he's the god of deception for a reason.
Yes, but haven't we just kind of been guessing this whole time? To be fair.
Sure. But when do we want to start believing and then trusting, you know? That's a big difference. That's a leap of faith. And if it was any other deity, you know, minus maybe one or two, Phoenix being one of them, you know, I could maybe do that jump. But
With
Perhaps
that,
when Bubo
going
gets back,
on,
it'll give you the wings to jump.
Arthos, what was your perception check? 17.
Gee.
You get a very good look, from where you're at. On the other side, directly across from you, on the other side of the arena, it almost looks like a section of people, but they're all beginning to form in the aisles and sit, beginning to watch the game.
Hmm.
I will bring them onto the map.
Yeah, I should probably move myself up onto here, since I've decided to sit in the box.
This is
Nice.
a bunch of new people just showing
Can-
up, you're saying?
Yeah, so just
I don't like this.
like how you notice everyone is dressed differently, like different colors. It's usually all red and gold. It's the Iroan Games. It's to celebrate victory, and you got these like groups of people that are all wearing black.
Can I see Thea and did they not move that far away? Can I still see them if I turned around?
There's only like a sheet like dividing us from the booth.
If
I
I
don't think it's
moved
an
it,
actual physical door. It's just like some cloth hanging down.
Yeah, it's literally just like a blanket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out telepathically to Thea and be like, "We got company in the stands."
Oh, what now? I'll come take a look.
I make it as subtle as possible to point in their direction without actually pointing.
Okay. They all are just sitting. There's at most like 10 of them.
How far away are they from me?
They are, I would say, 30. I got. Can you guys
Like,
see?
if I went to the corner of the box where I was.
Yeah, from there to there. The closest person would be 35 feet from you.
Eyes of the grave. Are they undead?
They are. They're not undead.
They are not undead.
They are not undead.
Well,
Well, that's a step in the right direction.
indeed, time for detect thoughts.
Okay.
Subtle spell detect thoughts. They can't. Actually, no, I don't have subtle spell anymore. Oh no, I still do. Subtle spell.
Oh no.
What's the
How did
save?
you lose it?
I thought I swapped it. I'm not. I'm just scanning their surface thoughts. I'm not
Oh,
going to go any
surface
deep.
thoughts.
Yeah.
They are watching the events. The boat ride here was a little longer than it was supposed to be.
Boat ride? I can hear this.
Yeah, their surface thoughts aren't giving me anything too deep. I'm just going to look at one of them and. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, deep dive. Let's go on the one closest to me.
One closest? What's the save?
That would be a whiz. I think it's a wisdom save. Let me check. Where's the tech class? Yeah, wisdom save, DC 17.
17. That is a. Oh. That is a 18.
Fuck.
Nice try. You hear a
Well,
snake.
we're caught.
A snake-like voice in your head.
Yeah, they're not good
While
people.
that's going on. While that's going on, can I kind of lean over casually to Queen Taranika and just say, you might not want to look directly in that direction, but there are some interesting people on the left that we are watching. Just be aware.
Yeah. Thanks. And you see she's kind of shouting as you see she's cheering Physic on. You see she's actually getting really into it. She can't. Even as a queen, she's still 14 years old. She's still gonna freaking cheer. Like, this is getting freaking pretty damn cool.
That's
right
fair.
Here. But you now notice them as the fourth lap begins. strength checks again.
Still with advantage?
Still with advantage for you. Okay. Alright. That's gonna be, as you, what did you get? Oh, yeah. You are still right behind them. You haven't moved any further. It's almost looks like you've reached about as far as the horse is willing to go, but you've got a considerable lead, being almost a lap, almost a lap.
Those were strength
higher.
saves.
Yeah.
Those were strength saves, not just checks.
Yeah. Oh, checks. Okay.
So, want me to re-roll again, or just take 4 off of those?
Just take 4 off, because that's still higher than what they rolled. Plus, another javelin goes whizzing by your head. Anything for you? You don't have anything ranged, do you?
No,
Okay.
at least not on me.
Hijack their chariots.
I don't need to do that to win.
No, yeah.
That's-
Yeah, you're currently leading right now considerably. Alright, go ahead and make your 5th check.
Oh no.
Not as good, but I think my lead is enough.
Alright then. Oh my goodness, I'm just... Yeah, as you cross the finish line, you hear another boom as you come to a halt. Everyone stands and cheers and screams. As you hear, the winner, Physic the Mighty! And, fanfare just shoots out throughout the stadium in random directions. You can't really tell where it's coming from. As a GS kind of comes over. Not bad. I think it was something that I ate. Ooh, I ate something strange here. That's what it is. Yes.
Still not used to the food, huh?
Oh. Yes. Anyway, you're doing a good job. Wanted to let you know.
Thanks.
Good. Well, you see, he kind of heads off, and, the person throwing the javelins at you, this satyr minotaur, kind of steps down from his chariot, kind of just looks over at you, almost stares for almost a little while too long.
As he's staring at me, I give him a smile.
Make me either intimidation check or a strength check.
You say intimidation or strength?
Yes, because I would say just depending on how you wanted to do this. Are you doing it to be imposing, be cocky, or are you doing it just like straight like, hey, it's all good, man? Okay. He turns away and just begins to head off down the tunnel. As you exit the arena, and you all gather back up together, you can reconvene for after today's events.
As we're leaving, I'm telling Cantor what Arthos and I saw. The people in the crowd.
Are they still here?
Yeah, as soon as everyone,
I'm waiting to see if they leave. Yeah.
As soon as everyone else begins to get up and leave, they begin to follow. Like, oh, so this is what we're supposed to do while we're here. Okay, so this is the exit. All right, go out.
They're acting very strange. Also,
Is it something where I can maybe try to catch up with them or something, or?
I would say no, because of where you guys are at. You would not have been able to catch up with them. I don't think with the crowd of people that's beginning to like leave out.
Fair enough.
It's like right after our big concert.
But they stand out, right? They're wearing all black. Can I try to pick them out in the crowd?
Go ahead. If you want to attempt to make a perception check that way.
15.
15. They do stick out like sore thumbs, man, because they're all black and they all seem to be traveling together. And you see that this little group branches off and meets up with another group.
I'm following them. If any of you want to join me, you can.
Yes.
I'm staying with the queen.
That's good.
So
Arthos and I will. Yeah, Arthos and I can follow these guys. The queen's going to have guards and stuff like that around her as well.
Also, Thea is equipped to defend if necessary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm like ready to cast my spirit guardians the moment something goes wonky.
Also, Fezzik should be there with us, right?
So quick question here, though, Dan. Arthos noticed these people the same time that Thea and I confronted this invisible person with a message.
Yes.
Okay.
That's some timing right there. Good thing I went
I'm
up in the
actually
boost.
concerned about the time. Because the message said that they were gathering. Who knows how long the message actually took to get here? That's what
Maybe
concerns me.
that's what I'm concerned too. And the snake voice in my head when I tried to read their thoughts.
This is the thing. This is the thing too. If they've been watching, they know Thea has been hanging out there next to the queen.
Ooh, hang on. Wait a
Maybe
minute.
what they were trying to do was do basically a distraction to get her out of the box while these people came in to maybe potentially do something. But it didn't quite work out that way.
Also, I just realized I'm wearing a ring of the psychic ring, so they couldn't technically talk into my mind unless I let them.
Okay. Well then, we'll say that you don't know that they did not reply back.
That's fine.
That.
Yeah, I just realized that I have the ring of mind shielding. They can't technically telepathically talk to me unless I let them.
Oh well, then never mind. That did not happen then.
Yeah, but I would know that my detect thoughts didn't work.
Yes.
All right, Cantor, let's get moving. Let's stealth our way and track these assholes.
Oh yeah. Heck, part of me says I don't even want to hide my hide my position. I don't mind. Let them see that I picked up on them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Make
yeah, I
our
get
presence
you.
known that it's like you did have whatever you guys are thinking. Stop thinking. You know, don't grow a brain now.
I'm not going to make it too obvious that I'm following them because they already know that I tried to read their minds.
You
Well,
see
true.
one catches you seeing them, and you watch as this figure kind of gets close to you. It's now 10 feet. It branches off from its group to come over to talk to you, like one-on-one.
To me?
That's unusual.
There a reason you're just sticking out like a sore thumb?
It seems like the best idea at the moment. Who are you?
I thought you were staying with the queen.
I was. So, wait. I'm not with Arthos and Cantor, so one of these people actually came up closer to the queen?
No, they
Talk
came
to
up
me?
to Kator.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, they came up. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to say, who are you guys? You seem to be not from around here.
Sorry, I was not sure if my native tongue would bother you.
You're what?
My native tongue I am not from. Your police is.
Where are you from, exactly?
I live in small colony. Out in the Isles.
Small colony out in the Isles.
Yes. We were told to come and find. Yes. Old one, orange rope.
Who would that represent?
That would represent
I'm asking
you.
as the DM. Oh, they're looking for me?
Yeah.
They're looking for me.
Yes.
Oh. Um. I'll say it's like you're looking for me?
Yes.
Isn't a question mark?
Ah.
Don't stroke his ego any more than he already needs.
No, it's not about stroking my ego. I'm just kind of like, okay, why is these weirdos like hunting me out?
You asked a favor from a mutual friend. And, you, can see, that new item that we were discussing from, the smith here. He finished it.
Oh. Oh. Actually, you might need to let me know which one we're talking about, because I think we were talking about a couple different things.
We discussed, it should be, was it, put it in the art?
The fist? Was it the fist?
Yes, the fist.
Ah. Okay. Now that's cool. So you guys are coming. So you guys are from the Smith?
We... Yes. And no. We do work for him from time to time. I figured save him the trouble.
Well, please accept my gratitude. Thank you very, very much. And I'm sorry if we put you at ill ease with our stalking of you guys. You know, we are here for protection. And we were just doing our job. But I apologize and I thank you for this. Because they actually have this and they're giving it to me right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll accept it and yeah, thank you and bow. And is there anything else I can do for you guys in return?
If you're ever in the Isles.
What's that?
If you're ever in the Isles. My colony is there.
Well, if we get ourselves back out there, out on the water, we will try to see about stopping by and seeing you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, you see that at most it's a total of 12 of them. All a little tour group, maybe big extended family trip is kind of what it looks like. I mean, this is one of the events, like biggest events of the year. So, of course, everybody's going to try and show up, even people that don't live within the policies and such.
Still, that was very worrying. A bunch of dudes in black hoods showing up out of nowhere.
Thea, did you share anything about what was it? There was something I thought about the Isles. I can't remember how much you shared with the group or with me.
I'm trying to remember what it was too. It's ringing a bell.
Something about, I think it's like something like a cavern of death or something like that.
Something.
Cavern of
I'd have to
Death.
dig through my notes. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I can't remember if that was just you didn't bring it up to anybody else or if
Yeah, I, the player, honestly don't remember.
I know that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were, because I thought I was kind of around you when something about like a temple of death or temple to the god of death or something like that.
Oh, are you talking about where where Atheros' wedding ring is?
That might have been it.
Maybe.
Yes.
Because I know that was a thing that I asked for help with, but I didn't think that connected to anyone else.
But did you bring that up to the rest of the group or is that something you kept private?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like a whole side plot Thea has that she has not shared with anyone.
Yep.
Okay. I just could not remember how much you might have shared or not.
Yeah, perfectly fair. I don't think I shared searching for the ring. I think you
Okay.
knew about them. I think the rings were mentioned to the group. The fact that she's asked someone to look for it, I don't think was mentioned.
Okay. All right, because then I wouldn't try to follow up with them on something else then. If I wouldn't know that much, so. I am going to, just to be sure of everything, I was going to probably ask, I'm guessing you, Thea? I'm not sure. Arthos, do you have detect magic or anything like that?
I do not. He is the one that's got detect magic.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
kind of hoping you might be able to... Oh, wait a minute. Detect magic isn't going to be able to see if there's a curse, is it? It doesn't detect curses.
Let me look at the actual
I
wording
mean,
of
if
the
the curse
spell.
is magical, then I would think it would.
You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Curses are technically tied to a school of magic, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say
But
like
I know
very,
the
very,
school
very
of
faint,
magic.
but you can't tell what kind of curse it is.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't know the specifics, but you could be like, yeah, there's bad juju on this.
Yeah, like, ooh, this is some of that bad
Possibly.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask if one of you guys can just do a quick once over.
Are you alright taking 10 minutes? Because then I can
Sure.
cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, I'm totally fine
Okay.
with that.
I will take the... Yep, I'll take the 10 minutes. Ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay, and you guys are just doing this as he's walking back to his group? Or are you just looking in the crowd?
I assume this was like later when we were all together again.
Yes.
Yeah, once we kind of got back together again.
Yes.
Before we go off for
Okay,
our own
once we're
separate
together.
ways in the afternoon.
Yes. You guys are kind of like, are kind of like met up. Now at this point, Quinternica and Leopold and Diocles have like joined back together with, like some forces to escort her back to her room and everything. It's just you guys currently right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Like in y'all's posse at the moment. But
Right. Yeah, Detect Magic.
okay.
I'm assuming it's going to glow, but
There is a
I'm just-
little bit of enchantment coming from the garment, like some sort of like almost like rainbow color glow that kind of just vibrates throughout the cloaks.
Okay. I'll share that with the group.
okay. But it doesn't look to be like anything bad.
No, it does not look like to be anything bad.
Let me see. I don't know. Do I have to attune to those? Let me double check. Yeah, it does require attunement. But that's okay.
Alright, you go ahead and equip those.
Oh, yes, I am. Why, yes, I shall. I'm gonna just modify what I have here for my unarmed strike.
Alright,
I'm gonna just put in.
Thea, anything for you?
Who?
Thea.
In the afternoon, I would go check on Boris.
Okay. In the afternoon. Boris is good. You see, he is still holding up the barrier pretty well. He is doing fine. He has, thanks to some help from the Temple of Heliod, has the materials required to hold up the spell at least until the end of the games.
Good. Then, all right. And we can take the next steps after that. Perfect. I also want to give a question. With all the undead in there, is there a way that the dead from Adonis could somehow get here through this situation?
I mean, it's highly possible. I mean, you have spells that, from what I understand, can like teleport one place to another. So why not undead?
All right.
I mean, I don't personally know of a spell that does that, but I would think that's possible.
Yes, many things are possible with magic, I suppose. All right.
Did you ask him if the Heliod priest stopped by chance?
Yes, with their help, he was able to get some supplies needed to keep the spell up. He can at least cast a spell every day, at least until the end of the games. I mean, all the way up until the ending ceremony. He has it until then.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to do this? Or do the others from the other shrine, are they sufficient assistance?
I think we're good for now. If anything changes,
All right.
I will let you know.
All right. Perfect. I'll check in again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Arthos, anything for you?
Nothing that I don't think there's anything Arthos can do right at the moment. He could go back to the Coliseum to investigate, but I don't think any poltergeist brain or thoughts are going to show up.
Okay. Fezzik, anything for you? Fezzik.
I was muted.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Right after the race, I'd like to ask the green horse if it can talk.
It kind
Not
of
like
just
not out in front of everyone, but
it kind of just nudges it. It kind of just nudges up against you, looking at a hoarse sound. I can't figure out good or whatever. But it does not reply back in comment.
okay. I'm gonna assume that maybe it can at least understand me.
It nods.
I'll write a quick thank you note to Celine. And I guess the other thing, or anything else can wait until we're all back at the palace.
Okay, beautiful. You are all back at the palace, meeting up with everybody from the council to end the day. At this point, Boo arrives. He actually comes in mid-dinner. So,
Awesome.
Cantor,
Awesome.
what was it that
Yes.
you wanted Bobo doing again? Just investigating the.
He was going to go over to the Alatin fleet that should been somewhere off the coast and check up with them while also, just again doing a quick survey between here and Alatin.
Alright.
Make sure there's no shooting.
From here to there. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. For those many days.
Okay, so this would be without, and it would be his. Let me see what his perception.
Yes, his perception.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Let me flip over to that screen here. His perception is a +4. And perception is wisdom, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that'd be a total +6.
Yup.
So 20 +6. So that's an 18 +6 for 24.
24. Okay. So,
Do I have to do that multiple times or just that
that's just.
one?
I'll say that's for the entire journey.
Okay.
There and back. This was just a generalized check for him to see and remember everything.
Yep.
The lands are shaking from the sky. The Fairies Band Raiders have began attacking Laguna Band merchants. As well as the army of Satyr Hoplites in the Badlands are approaching closer to Akros.
In the Badlands, is that like this area is the Badlands?
You mean Minotaur hoplites?
They said satyr. Like, they said these are like Nyx-born satyrs.
Okay. So they're coming out of Odanis, and there's like somewhere around here, right?
Oh, they're coming from... Yeah, they're coming from... in this area. Down in here.
Okay. That's where the satyrs are, and their satyrs are heading towards Akros. Otherwise, there's other bands fighting. There's other bands fighting amongst themselves.
Yes, down in here.
Down where?
Oh.
What's he doing down there? What was he flying down there for? Okay. So, they seem to be preoccupied to the south of us, fighting amongst themselves. But there's an actual organized group up here.
Yep.
Okay. I'd be more worried about the organized group than the ones fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, basically, like, literally, like, just talking about, like, extra raids on caravans have been happening more rampant.
Okay. Well, that's... I mean, everybody knows that's kind of a hot area anyway, and that's for a later for a later adventure. But our concern is going to be like the small army being formed here.
Yep.
Did the Alatans provide any information? Did they see anything specifically from Odanis? Any troops leaving?
They are gathering strategically as well.
Anywhere in particular they seem to be gathering, or did you see that, or are they gathering just like in the city? Is that what they mean by being gathered strategically, or are they getting strategically together out on a battlefield somewhere?
They are gathering up in the city. They're about to leave the gates.
Okay.
Which checks out with the message.
The message that we got. So, okay.
Yeah.
I guess this is where we'd have to look over to, what's his name in charge of what is his name? Theoples or whatever?
Theoples?
The guard. Yeah, he's the guard guy, the general now, I guess.
Yes.
So where do we? So where does that put us in terms of an approximate timeline? I mean, the bridge has been disabled, so there is that.
Well,
we have that physical barrier at least. But
thankfully, the mountains itself provide a natural defense as well. So, hopefully, even if they did attack, we could form up out on the mountains. A couple of good men, archers, and rain help from the top,
from above. Yeah. But what are we looking at in terms of like a time frame? If they are in that approximate position, as Bubo stated, how far? I mean, how much time do we have to set this up?
If I leave now, take my food to go. You see, he goes ahead and takes looks like he goes ahead and just takes, as someone's passing by, she wraps up a to-go bag for him of, basically like chicken legs to go. And kind of tosses it over his shoulder. Then leave here. I can go ahead and get that set up and ready by first thing in the morning.
Well, this is my question. I mean, will they be here before the end of the games?
If anything, if my timeline's right, if they...
I mean, are they like 2 days out, 3 days out?
They should reach the mountain inside either, depending on how everything happens, calculating travel time and everything, going to be 2 days.
And we'd still have, what, one more day of the games?
You would have the award ceremony.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to thank Bubo and tell him I might have another task for you, but if you want to rest, feel free.
I will gladly do so.
Here's a question for the rest of the group. The dragon, was he somewhat friendly, okay with us?
Thraxus?
In general?
Yeah, you guys did him solid. You guys, tested, air quotes, his present to Furfuros.
Yeah, I remember we did 2 good things for him, because we also fixed the, I forget exactly what it was, but it was something else he made.
Yeah. I have a thought here. Send Bubo up to him and ask for his assistance in defending the city. And I'll even go as so far as offering him Bubo in payment. Thoughts? Ideas? Is this a foolish...
It is a thought.
Is it a fool's errand, do you guys think? Or... I know Bubo's helped us out
I
quite a
don't
bit.
know.
I don't know if Hoopo would be too valuable for him, if I'm honest. If he needed something like that, he could just make it himself, right?
If I remember right, he did show interest in Bubo.
He
thought
did
he was
show
quite interested.
slight interest in Bulo, yes.
Yeah, he found him quite interesting.
I didn't even think we had Bubo when...
I didn't either.
No, you guys did not. Never mind.
Oh, no, yeah, we didn't get Bubo until... Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, that was.
I forgot
well
we
later.
saw... we came up to Akros really early, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's like the second place we went.
Yeah. Before we even, like, hung out in Melitus longer than, like, a day, I think we were up in Akros.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have done more in Akros and Setest than what you guys have done in Melitus.
Yeah.
Here's another thought. We could try to send a message to Meg and see if she would possibly move her tower onto a admittedly rare flat space on the mountain and try to put up a bit of defense there. Buy us a
Or
little
maybe
time, at least.
assist with the defense of the city. If we bring some archers on top of her tower, now we have like a fortified keep. Like, boom, there we go.
Meg's
Yes.
a druid. She could probably...
She is an arch
Put up-
druid.
Yeah, so she
Okay,
could
she could
probably...
She went toe-to-toe with a depowered Iroas.
I'm thinking if... Maybe she's able to magically make a bunch of plants grow to make it harder for the attackers to get here or something.
She could definitely probably mess with the land and just make life miserable for them.
Mm-hmm. Make them go through
Make it be like
swamp or
constantly
something.
raining.
Yeah.
You know, constant rain, occasional,
Plague,
mudslide through the...
Or trimmers.
Yeah.
Fun druid shit.
By the time they do get here, they'll be exhausted.
Oh yeah, demoralize. Troop numbers will probably be down a little bit.
Yeah, there's spells like Wall of Thorns and stuff like that.
Oh
There's,
yeah.
Call
And it might
lightning.
even delay them. If we could buy another day, that'd be amazing.
That
Or
too.
she could literally make a wall.
Okay, I actually have... You guys, I think, know Megara well enough. I will tell you what spell she has available.
You know who I'm going to ask to send the message.
I was going to say something. As
she
Arthos was going to be like,
has-
don't you say anything.
Alright, so at cantrips, this starts from cantrips all the way up to 9th level. Druidcraft, Mending, Poison Spray, Produce Flame, Cure Wounds, Entangle, Fairy Fire, Speak with Animals, Animal Messenger, Beast Sense, Hold Person, Conjure Animals, Water Breathing, Dominate Beast, Locate Creature, Wall of Fire, Commune with Nature, Tree Stride, Sunbeam, Heal, Firestorm, Animal Shapes, and Foresight.
There we go.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she also
Yeah,
has her
Arthos, I say you
Javelin
need to
of
reach out to your
Lightning
girlfriend.
with her as well.
If you could see Arthos' face, he's giving you the death stare.
You know, I'm always going to be referencing her to you in that manner.
Well, there's 3 people who have sending. Either one of us could send it.
You can go ahead and use my book. I haven't used it today.
Yeah, the book would work. It would mean, me and Thea can save our spell slots.
You said tree stride, right? Isn't that basically like a teleportation thing?
Yeah, you open up a tree, and as long as you know another tree in another spot, you can go there. Druid's got crazy magic.
So if she really wanted to, she could probably teleport to a tree that might be inside the bolus somewhere and talk to us in person.
She could teleport a lot of people through Tree Stride.
Yeah. Almost like a mass teleport type thing.
Although it's only for, like, I think 6
I
seconds.
think it's the number of people who can go through in 6 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a small group.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a party.
It's a good idea. We should especially have her close because of Tree Stride.
So I'm kind of actually, wait a minute. No, you don't even have to send a message to her. Wasn't she parked like right outside of Akros?
I think we
Like
talked
right
about that, but I don't know if we ever officially asked her to do it.
I think she was parked outside Sotessa last we talked.
I thought you guys wanted her at Mount Veluz. Where?
Where?
No, Mount Cure right here, where like right here where the Leonin were. That's where I
That's
thought
right.
you
Wait,
wanted her,
so
right
she
here.
is pretty close, though.
She said
Oh,
she
you're
wasn't
supposed to.
happy about putting her tower there because there were no trees there for her, but she's currently parked right there right now.
We can get her to park a little closer. Tree Stride is definitely useful in case we need to evacuate the queen and everyone and all the bigwigs. So she's definitely a useful ally to have.
Yes. I don't think we have to worry so much from that direction right now. And besides, aren't the Leonins also hanging out there at that Temple of Heliod right now?
Yes, they are.
So we kind of have them there. Yeah, I'd say bring her back over here. And I'm still say it's like it can't hurt us if we're dealing with an army and a Latin is starting to form. I think we need all the different allies we can get to prepare either a counterattack, a defense, or an attack on our own. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Is that how it goes?
Or you know, always like speak softly, carry a big stick kind of deal.
Yeah. Maybe we can ask the dragon to just make a presence there. He doesn't have to attack, but maybe help defend, you know, with the druid and that side.
If he can attack, that'd be great, but he doesn't have to.
Yeah. It's more of like requesting his help in the defense of the city. If he decides he wants to have a little snack, yeah, have fun.
Or burn some undead or a minotaur.
Exactly.
You are
But I
basically surfing up a... Okay, so word this to me, how you're going to word this to Thraxus, and I'll tell you what you need to do for this.
Well, I'm going to definitely whoop him up, you know, stroke his ego a little bit, you know, wise and ancient, you know.
Thraxus,
Honin, Thraxus.
the Forge Fiend.
Yeah. And, you know, our party and the city of Akros begs for your assistance. And that's where I'm going to let him know about this impending force coming from, you know, Odanis and the plains there outside of it. Our request is for your assistance in the defense of the city. We do not.
25 words or less.
Oh, I'm going to be writing this up as a letter and sending it with Bubo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you're
Yeah, there's no limit here. There's no real limit here.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be writing this up and send it to with Bubo up there, because I'm gonna be saying to him, it's like all we really ask for is assistance in defending the city during the Iroan Games. At least until they are finished. We're going to be trying to supply some other troops up in the mountains, but if you can assist, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to do any attack or test any of your new devices on the incoming army, please feel free.
Alright, give me a second. I gotta pull up his sheet.
Yeah.
I have not looked at this sheet in a hot minute.
The show of good faith, I am offering my trusted friend and assistant here, Bubo, in your care.
Where was his?
And I hope he can be as strong of an ally and an asset to you as he has been for us. Again, thank you, wonderful, magnificent dragon of yore, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm going to put all of our names down on the paper and roll it up, get a seal. I don't know, let's, if it's okay, I'd say we put Queen's seal on it. If she's okay with that.
I want to make a check on her. She will go ahead and put her seal on it.
Cool. I'm going to give that to Bubo and say, fly like the wind.
Alright, with that, I want you to
And yes, I didn't tell Bubo about this either. I didn't tell him about this, but I know he'll obey.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check for me.
Oh my gosh. I suck at persuasion. Oh, 14.
Add a d10.
I roll a d10 right now?
Yep.
Look at that. A 3?
17. Okay.
Okay.
I'll keep that number in mind. Anything else while you guys are all grouped up together?
I was going to go and check out this evening the non-existent fight club. The fight club that doesn't exist.
Okay.
I want to try out my new little gloves that I have here.
Okay. Beautiful. Fez, anything for you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Dia, anything for you?
I think with everything that's going on, Thea's actually gonna sit down and write a letter to her mother.
Okay.
Just basically saying, well, wait, do I remember? Have I seen her since we were at Alatin?
No,
think
you have
we did.
not.
No, okay. So I'll kind of write down a list of the things we've been doing. You know, we went out to the Dakra Isles, we saw Olatin. Long story, I'll tell you later. We're enjoying the games in Akros. Not mentioning some of the things that we're concerned about, so that if the letter's intercepted, you know, there's nothing incriminating in it or revealing in it. And I will tell her just to be careful if she travels west, because I've heard there's fighting going on there. And just general well wishes and love you, Mom. And send it with a messenger.
Beautiful. Alright. Arthas, anything for you?
No, I'm all set. Just gonna probably grab a drink.
Alright. With that, we'll go ahead and take a break, 5-10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Cantor, you wanted to go to the, we were talking about Fight Club.
What club?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you see a sign that says, close until the end of the games.
Oh. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to try these out later. So we're gonna also bring up Arthos, that you could always go and hit up your gambling spot.
What about gambling?
Actually, I thought also the city coffers were going to be give you a small little chunk of money to work with.
Yes. Didn't what did we agree to? It was supposed to be, I think, you guys got 2,000 gold pieces to mess with.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, $2,000. I mean, 2,000 gold. Dude. So you guys have that. Anything as you guys are bedding down for the evening?
That was the only other thing I was going to do.
Okay. Fez, anything for you?
I'm assuming everyone's just gonna pray, right?
Okay. Go ahead and make your religion checks for me.
Eight.
Beautiful. Alright. Thea, anything for you?
At the end of the day, I'm going to settle down in my room, and I'm going to cast Commune.
Okay. What does commune look like for
Exercise
you?
my 5th level spells. You contact your deity or a divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no. Must ask the questions before the spell ends. You will receive a correct answer for each question.
Okay.
You may also receive an unclear, if the information lies beyond the deity's knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. As you're doing this, how does commune look like for you? How do you set up this ritual?
So I sit down on the floor, just kind of cross-legged, and kind of just focus on these questions that have been banging around in my head for most of the day. And unless this is too much shenanigans, or if you had something else completely planned, I think a little spectral owl just kind of pops up in front of me, kind of like those dark owls that appear when I cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
And just kind of sits there looking at me, expectantly.
Okay, beautiful. That's fine with me.
Okay. I didn't know if you had something planned already.
Nope. That's
So,
all you.
woo. The first question would be: are the Satyr Nyxborn approaching Akros a threat to the city?
Yes. Woo!
Once for yes, twice for no. Sorry. That was amazing. Oh dear, I love it. And now I forgot the other question I had in my head. Crap. Let's see. Are the undead in the mausoleum here in Akros connected to the dead gathering in Adonis?
Yes.
Do we need to deal with the undead in the mausoleum before the end of the games?
Unsure.
Fair. Thank you, friend.
Woo! Just vanishes.
I love it. And that's all I'm going to do, and plan to share that information first thing in the morning over breakfast.
Beautiful. Arthos, anything for you?
Arthur's is just getting ready for the next day.
Alright. Arthos. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Who's making
You, Arthos, wisdom saving
Oh.
throw.
wisdom saving throw?
It's like, what bar tab did you forget to pay this time, Arthos?
I ain't forget nothing.
What'd you get?
14.
14. You awake, and you seem to be walking down a familiar path. You're currently holding hands with, it looks like, a little girl, short brown hair. You guys are currently chasing another boy, rushing down through the woods, and you can see that you guys are rushing through a trail. Looks like an area that you and your siblings would play in as you guys were younger. Moments the beautiful visage of times gone turns into a darker, grisly turn. It goes away almost as if the trees are burnt to ashes, and you can hear the sound of a trumpet somewhere beyond the flames. You can hear minotaurs roaring. You can see satyrs jumping out of the fire at you. And you awake.
Oh, that was a fun dream.
The fact that is your response is
Well, he's his actual reaction before that would be to like leap out of bed with sword in hand, and then he would make that comment before getting the day started.
All right. You guys have 2 hours before your day starts with the next event.
I am going to share questions that I asked the night before,
Okay.
as well as the answers.
All right.
So, I hate to say it, but maybe we should try to deal with the undead in that mausoleum before the award ceremony. Just a thought.
Just go kill a bunch of undead and then go to the award ceremony.
Basically, yes. Or wait until the afternoon/evening after the last event.
Just a quick slay session.
That's today's the last event.
No, we still have a couple days.
Yeah, you've got today is pancration, tomorrow is the capture the flag, and the award ceremony is the next day.
We have 2 days.
Okay. Why did I think this was only a 3-day event? Okay.
Nope. The opening and the closing have their own days. It's a whole week. It's a whole week thing, baby.
I would say, I would agree with Thea, though. We should probably take care of that as quick as possible. Like maybe after this event, we can all go and just clear it out.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm definitely good with that.
Then we can.
I'm gonna probably go and hit up the Temple of Heliod and see if there's anything if they might happen to have, whether it could be something as simple as holy water to whatever not. And besides, I have a feeling I might want to pray.
And I mean, then we can truly investigate. Who's the guy's body that was killed by the cult?
Pollux.
Pollux.
Yeah, which was the catalyst for that whole thing.
Yeah, if we clear it out, then we can investigate to see if his body's even there in the first place.
Yeah.
Also, I should probably tell this group about the strange dream that I had about places burning.
Hopefully it was nothing more than just a dream.
Hopefully. We have a lot on our plates right now. I don't want the city to start bursting in flames.
I'm assuming you mentioned that not in front of the Queen. You just mentioned
I
that
mentioned it to
privately.
you guys, yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming the little girl possibly was my sister. I'm not 100% sure, because I did not know the Queen when I was a child. But what's the next event?
Next event is the pancration event, which
Oh, fun.
there are 4 contestants. It is Aegeus, Fezzik, and 2 other contestants.
Real quick, before we went to the actual event today, I would want to ask Fezzik specifically after which event he'd feel more comfortable dealing with the mausoleum, if he even wants to go. Whether after this one or after the last event, the capture the flag. I don't want to distract you from the competition.
Well, clearing out that undead is more important than this.
All right, then. Thank you.
All right.
I think the earlier we deal with it, the better.
We'll do that tonight then. Can I just I don't want to use all my spell slots before a fight. Can I just send a messenger?
If you're wanting to send a message, I have my book.
Oh, that's true.
Did you use your book
If we're
though
going
to
to
send
fight, I want to
message?
have my spells.
Did you use your book to send message to the druid though, or?
I don't think we ever contacted her.
No, I don't think we actually sent a message, but that would have been the previous day anyway.
Yeah, I can use it once a day.
That's true. That's true.
Do we want to do that? Message Meg, though. That's another good question. That we never answered.
Oh yeah, that is true. We didn't really say if we wanted to message her.
Yeah, you guys talked about it, but I don't think that was a thing you guys decided on.
Yeah, we never actually followed through on that.
Well, I'm assuming that we should probably at least send her a message to tell her what's going on.
Okay. Authors, Fezzik, you two work together and get a message sent to Meg. I will use a spell and send a message to Boris. I don't necessarily trust a messenger.
I don't know, he might be intercepted.
Should we perhaps organize some sort of distraction to keep the general public away while we take care of the undead?
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I've been to the mausoleum. Is it enclosed? Is it
He currently has
out
it
in the public space?
It is kind of out on the side of a mountain. Like the mausoleum goes into the mountain.
Yeah, so if we go in and we close the door behind us, no one's going to see us fighting the undead.
You have to go through the Temple of Athreos to get there.
Yes, you just go through the Temple of Athreos to get to it.
Okay.
Do we know if any civilians are going to be hanging out at the Temple of Athreos?
The only person that hangs out at the Temple of Athreos is Boris and Bones. Not many people think of this as more, people come and go and come and visit. They don't stay there all the time. And if they do gather, they gather, they're kind of not doing any services because of the games. But if something happens to someone, then they'll do, this is where they'll do an autopsy and all that stuff here as well. So it kind of doubles as that.
Okay.
Well, I think if we just tell Boris what we're going to be doing, he can keep people away from the mausoleum.
Yeah, like the front is, so pretty much, like the front section is, where people come in, they can, come and drop tithes, drop offerings. Then the middle section is sort of like the parlor where you've got the pews and everything. Then behind that is where the autopsy and mortuary and crematory and all that stuff is behind that inside the mountain.
Okay. So there are some doors between the mausoleum and the general public. I don't think we need to worry too much about it. And if we do, then it's something that we can't handle and we have other problems.
Right.
Okay, so you are doing are you guys doing this now, or are you guys doing this after this event?
I think we might have more time after the event.
Yeah, after the event.
Yeah, but I'm going to message Boris now
Okay.
and tell him that we're coming as a group to deal with it after the event.
Okay, cool. Alright, awesome. So, Fezzik, you, roll me a d4.
Four.
Okay. I am... Okay. Give me a second. Alright, beautiful. Okay. You got the... So, they each give you a number. And it looks like more like a tile. And they begin to match you up. You drew number 4. Just basically like a little stone coin with the picture, the Roman numeral for 4. Same thing, Aegeus got 3. Number 2 belongs to looks like a kind of decently in shape human male, long black hair, nothing that really screams out like special. The one that drew number 1 belongs to, from what you can tell, is this burly, almost white-skinned, or white-furred, minotaur. Looks like they currently, their horns looks like have been almost shaved off, and they're just stumps at this point. Very short. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll up these and do some matches real quick. Okay. Next one is here. Okay. Alright. You are facing the Minotaur first match with Aegeus facing the human. Alright, so as you stand in the center of this arena, go ahead and bring this back on to the let's see, where is... I thought I had made one for... well... I'm going to have to use... I have to use Faberon for right now to symbol the Minotaur. But... both of you are unarmed. You see, Ephron the Badger, your trainer, kind of stands right there, between you both. Alright, I shouldn't have to explain the rules to you, but just to make sure that you understand. You can grapple your opponent. You can hit your opponent. No weapons. And you see he goes ahead and takes your hands kind of up and kind of makes you both touch hands, and you will start right here and he will start right here. Here are basically is what you're able to do. You are basically fighting him, but Um, you are going to be setting these checks. So, this is how this is going to work. We're going to do either your choice, strength or dex, and you tell me what you want to do. You can grapple, you can shove, you can punch, kick, unarmed strikes, no weapons. If you want to grapple him, it'll be strength versus dex. If you want to attack him, you're going to roll for the attack, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw. If they do not meet that check, then they are considered knocked out. Same for you. You can use any of your abilities you would usually use in combat. You can use your abilities, magic abilities that you have that are non-combative. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a... Let me clear this real quick. Roll me initiative again. Alright. What's gonna happen is so to win you need to get 5 successful checks or knock them out. So he's gonna go ahead and run up to you, and he's gonna go ahead and make 2 unarmed strikes at you. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's gonna be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. The DC is going to be 10.
I got 10. Is it meet or beat?
Okay, so technically natural 1 is an automatic fail. Do you have anything that gives you advantage or...
I have this.
Reduces 0 HP. You can drop to 1 HP instead. Okay. I'll say for just this will count as him getting a point, but you are not knocked out.
Okay.
That was on his first attack. That is a natural 20. That's going to be 3 points. For him, that is his turn.
No more damage?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Oh, well, the damage doesn't really count. So basically, you're just taking the punches.
Okay, you told me the damage on the first one. So
Oh, I did?
that's
Okay.
good.
That's my bad. Just for your purpose, 6 points. Oh no, 12 points because it was a crit.
Well, if we don't have to worry about hit points, then I won't worry about it.
Yeah. But, it is your turn now.
Gonna start raging.
Okay. That's your bonus action.
Attack action. I'll first try knocking him prone.
Okay.
Nat 20 for 29.
Yeah, that hits.
Well, that's not to hit. That's just
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so you're just looking to, like, just sweep him from underneath his feet?
yeah, knock him prone.
Okay.
Which
I'll
is,
go ahead and make him do an athletics check. Okay, no. He is knocked prone. He just, boom, falls on his back.
All right, and then I'll go ahead and try grappling him and while he's prone.
Okay, go ahead and do that for me.
25.
That is only a 19. All right, so tell me how you do this. So you knock him prone and then you grapple him. That's 1 point for you right now.
Yep. Same sort of strategy I've used in actual fights, actually, against some of the bosses we've fought. And then I'll use my action search to make a couple of unarmed strikes.
Okay.
And they have advantage because he's prone.
Yes, you do.
It's a 13 to hit, and then a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
6 damage. Oh, wait, you don't care about the damage.
Yeah, I don't care about the damage. I mean, it's fun to know, but so you have 2 points right now. For those that are watching, you watch as the minotaur rushes up towards Fezzik, freaking pounds him in the face, hits him in the gut. Fezzik returns with a sweeping kick. Climbs up top, misses the first punch, but then is able to swing in for a second punch. As the next round begins of initiative, and he's going to go ahead and try and make a. He's going to attempt a strength check. That's not going to do it. He's going to try to do another one to get you off. That was cocked. That's 15. Go ahead and make yours. To, like, try and stay on top of him.
Yeah. 22.
22. Okay. You're able to stay on top. It is your turn.
I'll just make a couple more attacks.
Okay.
16 and 27.
Both hit.
Alright.
Okay, so I gotta do. Let's see. So he needs. I gotta be a 12 and a 14 for concentration. You hit him really good. one more time. Then, as his face is going one way, you bring the fist to meet, and he is knocked out. Now what's going to happen is I will make 3 death saving throws. If he passes these, then he gets back up. Unless you want to, as they say, finish him. Which is an option.
No, I won't.
Okay, so you'll do the honorable thing and back up?
Yep.
Okay. He's gonna make 3 Constitution saving checks. Okay. They do a 10 count. He does not get back up. You are successful. You move on to the next match. You are, you watch, as, Ephron goes ahead and raises your hand high. And moving on to the final match. Physic the Mighty! And, you see, he kind of whispers over to you. Good job, kid. You're doing a queen sleep already.
Couldn't have done it without you.
And then you see some people come over, and basically what happens is some people wearing the red garb of Akros come over, but you can tell that they have more like med gear with them, and they begin patching you guys up, healing you up for your next fight. So that is why you didn't need to worry about. You had medics standing by.
All right.
This is an actual event, unless not many have taken the option to finish their opponent. Back in the darker days of like the beginning of the games, a lot of heroes were made. Sometimes this is where conflicts were settled. And so even though they were as athletes, sometimes they became heroes that way. As you wait for your next match, I will do everything for Aegeus and his partner for this one. Alright. Okay. Physic. You watch as the human male kind of just runs right towards Aegeus and gets hit every time, but he does not seem to go down. He gets 5 attacks. He gets 4 attacks in a row, but he still stands strong. On the 4th, on the final hit, you watch as he takes the guy's fist and you watch as he kind of just stands there and looks at him, and then you watch as beneath him the ground begins to crack a little bit, almost from his weight. And you watch as, for the first time, you have seen what others see as he increases in size. And lifts the human up and squeezes him. To the point the human snaps. He drops the human, the body kind of just hits the dirt. Since he took no damage, you see he goes ahead and stands right to where you two would usually line up. You see, Freon kind of just is a little confused, and he just goes ahead and grabs the lifeless body of the human. You are standing now from Aegeus. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and roll me initiative again. With that, if my people that are standing in the audience want to have a chance to do something, you may do that at this time.
Are there any suspicious-looking characters in the crowd besides the men in black hoods?
No! And from here you can also see where your sister is sitting.
Ooh.
All the way at the very end over here.
Nice. I wave.
You see, she kind of just smirks like, oh, wow, he was being serious. Thea, anything for you?
Having just watched this brutality go down, how far away are we from the actual combatants on the field?
You guys, you're 45 feet away, but you are, I would say, like,
Okay.
20... I would say 20... I'd say 30 feet high in the air. And this little edge has, like, a 5-foot, like, balcony cover to where if, Queen Terrica needs to duck down, she can.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm focusing on that and trying to figure out what to do if things go sideways, so that's taking up my attention.
Okay, Arthos, anything for you?
I'm also just watching the fight and making sure no one comes after the queen.
Physic, did you roll me, Cantor? Anything for you?
I was gonna be behind the curtain. I mean, I guess I can do like a perception check, I guess.
Yeah, sure,
If
yeah.
anything's going around.
Yeah.
24.
4? Okay. Everything seems safe.
Cool.
All right. They go ahead and call your match, and Aegeus will go ahead and rush over, and you watch as he just goes ahead and brings his knee up to your face. And he's going to do a charge attack. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question. During the time between my matches, was that enough time for a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So that is going to be 1 point for him, and you are pushed back 10 feet.
Alright.
And you see he's going to go ahead and make a athletics check, and he's going to go ahead and you watch as he grabs the statue that's next to him and lifts it up, as he now adds a statue to his repertoire of things he's going to use.
Okay.
Fezzik.
I am going to use the belt to go large as well.
Beautiful. Alright, so you are going to be...
Yep.
That's your bonus action to do that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It's your turn.
I'm gonna try the same strategy as last time. Knock him prone first.
Okay, go for it.
25.
Okay. That's gonna be... That's only a 22. Alright, do you triple?
Yep, and now that he's prone, I'll try grappling.
Okay.
$24.
He's gonna go ahead and burn a legendary resistance in roll back up.
Oh! Okay. So can I...
But you are still holding on to him. But you are both standing now.
Okay. Can I tell you a spell and then you tell me if that would be allowed in this?
Yes.
This one.
Yes. As in terms of affecting the concentration check, yes. That they have to make, yes, I'm fine with that. So, just imagine, even if you're not dealing damage to them, you're setting the concentration check with how much damage you do. So
Okay,
so just remember that.
Okay. So you probably see me, the party probably knows what it looks like when I do this. You'll see that I'm about to do it, and then I stop myself. And I just use my action surge to hit him with 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay, beautiful.
And he's not prone, right?
He is not prone.
Okay, so no advantage.
Nope, no advantage.
17 and 25.
17, 25. You get another point on him as he you go for one, he's able to block it, but you're able to come in underneath and get another hit on him. As the 17 missed.
Alright.
He's gonna go ahead and he's gonna go ahead and try to make a athletics check and try and push you into knock you into this statue. That's gonna be a 21. Make me a strength check or acrobatics, but I'm gonna go choose athletics.
So, wait, I can or can't use athletics?
Can.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Okay, you're able to hold strong. He's gonna try it again. You can go ahead and make yours. I only got a 15.
27.
Okay, so he's not able to. You see, he goes to try and toss you into one of the statues, but not able to do so. You guys are just holding each other in place. Physic, your turn.
I'll just, He's holding that statue. I'll try taking it from him.
Okay, make a athletics check.
23.
Okay. Yeah, it's all yours. You have the statue now. I'll say that's one action.
Takes my full action?
Yes. Because you have to,
Okay.
fight him for it.
Alright. I do not have action surge. Or anything for bonus action, so that'll be my turn.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and make me, 2 athletics checks for me.
11, then a nat 20.
Okay. Those both
I've
succeed.
gotten a lot of
Yeah.
nat 20s tonight.
Yeah, those both succeed. He goes to try, and come around you and he almost grab you from the waist from behind, but you're able to hold strong. Physic, it is your turn.
So he's not grappling me, right?
He's not grappling you right now, no.
Am I grappling him?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to use the statue to pin him to the ground.
Okay, go ahead and make a athletics check. Actually, no. Go ahead. Yeah. That works. 28. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. You gotta like keep them there in place. You're also gonna get a point for that. So you're sitting at 3 points right now. Anything else for you?
Unarmed strike. Might as well.
Alright, go for it.
Wasn't meant to be at advantage, but the first one is just. Oh wait, no, he is prone, so.
Yeah, he's prone, so that's fine. 21 hits. So that's 4 points for you. He's got to make 2 checks for him to get up. Nope. He does not get up. Fezzik, it is your turn.
Do one unarmed strike because I only need one more point, right?
Only one more point. Yes.
27.
27. All right, beautiful. That's 5 points. I'm gonna go ahead and roll his saves. Okay. Okay. You see that as your hand is raised, his eyes come to, he begins to shrink underneath the statue. And the statue is slightly broke and tattered, and some of the rubble is kind of scattered on him, and he kind of just looks up at you. He's like, "That was fun, was it not?"
I just smile and laugh.
And Emephrion goes ahead and raises your hand.
I'll shrink down.
And the winner, Fezzik the Mighty, and everyone cheers once more. Anything from anyone in the stands?
I'll do a soft golf clap while I'm paying attention to what's going on.
Beautiful. Thea, anything for you?
Applause and a sigh of relief.
Cantor. As you guys are beginning to leave, Bubo returns.
Oh. Unexpected, but okay. I'm like, I didn't expect to see you back here so soon, my friend.
The panel
He's being silent.
The panel opens up, kind of, and shows the little the magic stone that records all the messages, where the letter is. There is a
Okay.
reply.
Oh. I'm going to ask one of the other people here, Thea, Arthos, whoever.
Yeah.
We got a reply back.
I guess, yeah, I'll read it for him.
Yeah, since I can't really read it.
So you reach out to me at a time when you think is the time to call in a favor. The offer for the bird was nice, but I did not require the bird. You may keep it. My favor from you will come after the games are done. But I will provide what assistance I can while enjoying the buffet that is bound to form. See you soon. Thraxis.
I'm a little concerned about this favor for a favor thing. But I think I would rather take a favor from him than having to face an army. That's just my 2 cents.
Indeed.
Yes.
We know
Who
he's not
knows?
like evil or anything, so it's not like he's going to yeah, my favor I'm going to ask of you is to be my dessert. Since I had a nice, wonderful buffet, you're now a dessert.
With any luck, it'll be something simple like testing a new device.
As if the first one didn't nearly get us killed.
Actually, no, I don't think it did. We beat that thing handily.
Except it reflected spells.
Yeah, y'all did have that issue with it, but that was it.
Yeah.
The most annoying thing I ever saw. It's a spellcaster.
Yeah, it rendered the spellcaster yeah, I'm just gonna sit over here in the corner while I watch you guys all bleed.
Yeah, this was before I got my sword too, so
Alright. So after this, you guys are headed to the Temple of Athreus, correct?
I would want to double check. Fezzik, did you take any damage during that?
The medics on site would have brought you back up to full health.
Okay, cool.
I'd say probably let me have an hour's rest at least.
Yes.
Before we
The
head
Yes.
there.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, do you need like a short rest or something to recover things, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to take a short rest, you guys can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? I got no problem with that. So you guys do take the short rest. Anything you guys want to try to accomplish on it? Besides taking a short rest?
While he's taking a short rest, I wanted to go and hit up the Temple to Heliod and see if there was anything they might have to assist us.
At the current time, they are doing what they can right now with helping Boris keeping the that temple from coming unglued. But that's what they can help with right now.
Yeah, they don't have anything extra that they can
Yeah.
maybe do to help us specifically combating them.
Yeah, they have nothing extra.
Okay. All right. Hey, I thought I might as well ask.
Yeah. They said they used up quite a bit helping Boris, so...
Might ask if they can just whack any undead that happened to get past us on the head as they tried to run by.
Oh, yeah, that might. Yeah, I'm going to tell them that we're going to be forming essentially an assault against the undead. If they can maybe help, kind of like what Thea said, just kind of like protect protect our flank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure if anything gets past us and tries to run outside, that they can stop them.
Okay. They will do so.
Yeah, because I mean, I figure probably at least Bones is going to be there. But
Boris, Bones, and now you guys have the two priests from Heliod.
That makes me feel pretty comfortable. Plus, also, worst case scenario, if we get really banged up, we can run back to them and they can hopefully heal us.
Oh, it's also true.
Alright, beautiful.
Actually, thinking about it, they can maybe even cast Bless or something like that on us.
Potentially.
How long? Bless lasts for what, like an hour or something?
I thought it was only a minute.
Yeah, it's only a minute.
Oh, it is only a minute, isn't it? Bah,
Yeah.
Well, I can do Bless as well. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Always forget that I can do it, but yeah, I can do it.
Okay. As you guys arrive to the Temple of Athreos, I think that's a good point for us to stop the session for the evening. Goodbye, my friends. We hope you enjoyed the show. I wish we could continue, but it's time for us to go. More next time on the Bardic Cauldron.